What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today's episode guys, today's video is going to be concentrated around how to do SBCs for cheap. We're going to get into some best practices and I've got some data tracked for you guys from the Copa Libertadores SBC that I did. And I basically want to just show you guys how to do this cheap in terms of FIFA coins, well, actually sometimes making a profit on these. But more importantly, I want you guys to know straight off the bat that this takes time, okay? So for me personally, I have one of the 87 rated Bruno Fernandes squads done, and it's all via League SBCs. We've got in goal, Aguirre, 85 rated, of course, nice card to have there. We've got Lena in at the right back spot. This is the Bundesliga SBC card. We've got Cruz, the Turkish League SBC card, 89 rated. Lopez, the Copa Libertadores, or sorry, the Copa Sudamericana card. Dalbert, the Serie A League SBC card. Murphy, the Championship 88 rated. Phillips, who is another Championship player, the 84 rated. Perez, who is the Libertadores SBC. Jonathan from the CSL. Maguire from the Championship. And then Eder from the CSL. And that leaves me on the bench with Verdi, Battaglia, Tonali, and I've got a couple more laying around as well. And you guys know I did a mini-series on the League SBC system and, you know, how to make profit and just do things with the League SBCs. But what I want to showcase here in today's video isn't necessarily how to build every squad with a... wait, I thought I had all the chemistry for this team. Derp. Let me pop Phillips over here. And pop Cruz over here. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to get it for you, okay? Let's swap those two around here and swap those two around here. There we go. Yeah, so basically, I don't necessarily want to show you guys how to complete a full team like this, because this in itself is actually quite inefficient. Because I'm using these 84s, I shouldn't be using these 84s. You should be using more and more 88s. But we're going to go into Footbin in a second, and I'm going to give you guys a view on a full squad that you can build, but I also want to just give you guys a breakdown on how much you can save per card, per SBC, per hour whilst making profit. So as I said, we're going to get into some of the video. Now, as you can tell, I am actually going to do Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month. I don't recommend it if you're going to spend liquid coins, but from nothing other than my League SBC cards, which I know I've done for a profit, right? And you guys that have been following this series for a long time will also know that it's been done for a profit. But for me, that 87 rated squad in Bruno Fernandes is coming in at the price of 200,000 coins. So already, before we even take into consideration the money that I made from bronze packs and silver packs whilst collecting the players to do the League SBCs, not only the money that I made from the packs back from the League SBC, not only the savings that we made from purchasing the player, but we also get more players back into the club. So it's a win all around. And you've got to be thinking to yourself, what is the drawback? Seems too easy, seems too good, seems too good to be true almost. What's the drawback? Well, the drawback is the time it takes to piece it all together. It took me about an hour and 20 minutes to get one 88 rated card yesterday. Not worth it for some, but I did it whilst making a profit. Not much of a profit, but whilst making a profit. And I did it, it took me so long due to the fact that I was doing it meticulously for the video. I would be a little less meticulous, I guess, when I wasn't doing it for a video. I would be a little more like blasé with the extra 100 coins here or there to save potentially half the time, right? So we get our first pack here. Now, this Ismaili might be selling for a good amount. Oh, he is. I mean, we're going to pick up like 3K, 3.5K off of him. So very nice there. And that's another bank of coins back into the account. And then these cards as well will get sold. And what you guys will notice as well is, like I say, I don't think Bruno Fernandes Player of the Month is valuable. The fact that I've just done that full team with nothing but League SBC cards means that I've saved myself 200k. So from this point onwards, it will cost me about 570k from scratch to do all the other 4 squads. But I'm not going to have to do that because I'm going to continue completing the League SBCs. It's just how long the grind takes. And so what I want to do is I want to just go over and show you guys on Footbin first of all, the price point of an 88 rated player, right? Because that's what you get from the League SBCs. So every time that you complete even one League SBC, you are saving yourself, for the cheapest 88, you are saving yourself 33,000 coins. So even if you only did 2 or 3 League SBCs to get 3 88 rated cards, you'll be saving yourself about 100,000 coins, right? That is a win. So when you go into, for example, doing Bruno Fernandes set 2, let's go to active challenges. Jesus, what is this mouse control? When you go into doing Bruno Fernandes, so obviously we've completed this one now. I'm not logged in. So now we need to do this one here for a small rare gold players pack. Again, 200,000 coins is supposedly the price it is going to cost you. It doesn't require a huge amount of chemistry, which is very good. Now this person here has bought a 90 rated, the 88. Well, I guess that one to watch Lukaku is one of the cheapest 88s as well. So for you guys, instead of doing this, putting this Armani in and this Lukaku in, you could just go and do the League SBCs that suit you, get yourself 3 or 4 or even 5 of the 88 rated cards, and get yourself a squad where you're afforded way lower players. So this is a 4-3-3 formation that requires 60 chemistry, right? So I just want to go into a 4-3-3 formation that require, and like we are here, and I want to put in Bustos at the back here. I want to put in, what's his name? Lopez in here. And I want to put in, what's his name? What's the other guy's name? The other guy's name is Perez. I want to put in Enzo Perez in here. So that already is 3 players. Now, I picked these players for a reason. And in fact, Dominguez I would use as well. And Cardozo I would use as well. Where is he? Cardozo there. All these 5 players are League SBC cards, right? On top of that, you could, if you wanted to, you could also use the last player as well. What is it? It's Barrera, I believe, is the guy's name. Yeah, Barrera. There you go. You can pop him in as well and get him there. Now, you could probably get away with 84 rateds. And I'm not saying that these are the cheapest 84 rateds either, but you could probably get away with 84 rateds. Let's go for Gundogan. And let's go for Anderson here. And what rating do we have already? So we're 85 rated. So if we even put in, again, I'm not saying to use these specific cards. Digne, that takes us to an 87 rated squad. So you'll even be able to drop down some of these cards whilst doing these 6 cards here. And you might be thinking to yourself, these 6 cards, to complete these, they're expensive. These League SBCs are bad, etc., etc. But actually quite not. All 6 of these come from the League SBC that is the Copa Libertadores and the Copa Sudamericana. And so when you look at those specific leagues, straight away anyway, 104k and 86k, right? So you're looking from scratch, according to FUTBIN, you're looking at 190,000 coins for the 2 of them. So you've got to spend 190,000 coins to get 2 of these, one each of these cards. So you've got to effectively spend, 560 or 570,000 coins to get all 6 cards. And you might be thinking, well, that is ludicrous. I'm not going to spend 560,000 coins to get those 6 cards. That just doesn't make sense. Well, obviously, the first thing you're going to take into consideration is the packs that you get back will generate you lots of that profit, lots of that expenditure back, maybe even a profit. But what I think is important to note is how expensive these actually are. And so that's what I want to show you today, which is why we're going to get into me showing you that right now. All right, guys. So as we go into not the gameplay, but the cuts, the post-com stuff, this is me and showing you guys every squad that I built through the Copa Libertadores, which is 9 teams. I built 3 squads and then opened the packs. I sent everything to the trade pile. And then built 3 squads, opened the packs, sent everything to the trade pile, and I sold everything. And I want to just give you guys, as you watch it, a little breakdown of what it actually cost me, and how I kind of like what best practices I use. So first of all, I absolutely categorically did not follow the FUTBIN solutions. I think the FUTBIN solutions are generally terrible. People like price gouging certain players. People use specific players on purpose over and over in SBCs to jack their price up because they've got trade piles full of them. I would personally steer as well clear of FUTBIN solutions as you possibly can. It was something that when it first came out, when FUTBin added FUTBin solutions some years ago, it was a really, really good tool to be utilized for people that were just struggling. But of course, as with everything, people try and maximize everything, exploit it to the fullest, basically. And so that's exactly, sadly, what they've been doing. So in terms of the squads, at the time I made this video, which was, by the time you're watching this, about 24 to 30 hours ago. So I don't know how much the market has changed or what shifted since then. So much is happening on a day-to-day basis in this game that it might have increased by 20%, it might have decreased by 20%, right? But in terms of the time I made this footage and whatnot, the first stage said on FUTBin 10,350 coins. I paid exactly 4,450 coins to complete the whole SBC. The second stage said 9,150 and I paid 4k on the nose. The third stage I paid FUTBin said 11,850 coins and I paid 4,400 coins for it. Right? Going on, group stage, FUTBin said 11,050 and I paid 4,300. Now, after those first four, it gets a little bit higher in terms of requirements and you have to start throwing golds in, and some of the golds are coming in a little bit more expensive, but I still did it relatively cheap. So FUTBin said for round of 16, 10,500. I did it 6,450. FUTBin said in the quarterfinals 10,500. I did it for 8,400. FUTBin said in the semi-finals 10,700. I did it for 8,900. It said for the final 10,850. I did it for 8,650. And then the Argentinian squad, it said 9,350. I did it for 7,200. Altogether, at the time of recording this video, FUTBin said that this would cost me 94,300 coins, and I did it for 56,750 coins. So I did it cheaper by 37,550 coins, which is, a fair old chunk. We're looking at about like 38, almost 40% cheaper than what the FUTBin solution suggests. And that's just because I didn't use the players in the solution first and foremost. And then secondly, I just spent a little bit of time searching. Even if you get a card for 200 coins cheaper or 400 coins cheaper, over the course of how many cards do we need altogether? 110 cards. If you can even get it 200 coins cheaper, you're going to end up saving yourself a considerable amount of coins just for like, searching for an extra few seconds. Now, the trade-off is the fact that it took me a little bit longer than I would have liked. Spending an hour and 20 or so minutes to complete one 9-team league SBC for me isn't valuable. I wouldn't really want to spend more than about half an hour max on it, because if you spend 1 or 2 hours a day doing this, especially if you guys are all like homebound because of the coronavirus and whatnot, you can get yourself 3 or 4 88 rated cards per day whilst making a profit and really reducing the price on those SBCs that you want to complete, whether it's Fernandez, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe when he comes in a couple of days, whoever it may be. If you don't want to do the whole squad and you just want to save some coins, you're happy to shave 2 or 3 88s per squad off, this is perfect for you and it gives you lots of time. Then, of course, if you use the League SBC method, which we did a mini-series on a couple of weeks ago, you can make loads of profit whilst getting these cards, not have to pay for these cards, make a profit whilst selling the packs from the the SBCs that you create for the cards, save off of the cards itself, and then get SBCs done for free, and all it takes is time. And so it comes down to, what do you want out of this game? What are you looking for out of this game? If it's playing the game more, then yeah, this probably isn't for you. You might want to do it every now and then, just when you've got some spare time, or when you're looking to club stock or whatever. But generally speaking, this kind of method to get these SBCs for super cheap is for the more hardcore grinder, not anything else. And then in terms of like revenue back, I discarded 4,714 coins worth of content out of the packs that we put together. And then I sold 46,000 coins worth of content, and I still had about 25 to 30 items on the trade pile. So with the sold, less obviously the tax, and the discarded content, I was about 7,000 or 8,000 coins short of my initial expenditure. And that is me buying every single player. You guys will surely have some of the players already in your club. And as you open packs, you will pack more of the players back. You won't have to buy every single player. This is me, guys, and I showed you every single time as well. This is me buying literally every single player, right? So the fact that I after the other 20 or so items sell, I would have made a good amount of profit, maybe 5, 6, 7,000 coins, maybe even only 2 or 3,000 coins. The only, as I say, the only kind of downside, the only negative trade-off is the time it cost me to put all of this together. And again, it cost me so much more time because I had to buy every single player from scratch. And I would even, if I saw one for 750 and then like 2 for 800, I'd search for 700 and wait for a minute for one to come up for 700. Whereas I should have just saved that 1 minute of my time and bought the one for 750. When you're talking about 50 coins per card here or there, it's probably not worth wasting a minute or two, because when you put all those, I probably wasted 20 minutes doing this SBC. If I spent that same 20 minutes just buying squad fitness cards and listing them up for 500 coins more, I would have made more than I saved from spending the extra minutes here or there. Alternatively, if I would have spent 20 minutes just sniping a card and listing it up for its go-to price, I would have made more than I saved, right? So it's not always the most efficient thing to save the 50 coins or so. There's got to be that perfect balance between time saved and time spent, right? And so I don't think spending much more than 20 or 30 minutes per SBC set is worth it. But of course, there are more than just these SBCs. The reason why these ones specifically are so good is because it's 388 rated cards. There's only 9 teams in the Libertadores. There's only 10 teams in the Sudamericana. So for 19 teams, which is as small as any other league SBC that you've got in the whole league SBC section, for 19 teams, you've got yourself 2 88 rated cards, which is brilliant. And so with the other league SBCs right now banging in price, I say just rinse these ones. Get those 688s. And the reason why I say that is because EA have just added, like, for example, to the MLS, they've just added the Apara card, right? That has caused the MLS League SBC genuinely overnight to go from, hold on, let me get it up here on my screen, to go from, whenever we can, to go from, it's about 5 clicks to get anywhere. Yesterday, it was 138k. Actually, 152k, March 15th. It's now 315,000 coins. So it's over doubled. And every league SBC, because of all these new introductions of 88 or 89 rated players into the new league SBCs, the Championship, the Eredivisie, the MLS, the Super League, etc., all of the prices of those small SBCs have doubled. So it's no longer efficient to complete those. So this is where, again, you can do this stuff for so cheap, and why it works so well is because bronze packs and silver packs now, if you're packing the Sudamericana cards and the Libertadores cards, you can put them into those SBCs. If you pack any other league SBC card, Turkish League, MLS, Championship, what else have we got? The French League, the Chinese League, the Bundesliga, the Liga NOS, the Saudi League, the Eredivisie, whatever it may be, you can now sell those for mad profit because people are desperately trying to get these high-rated cards. So basically, via bronze packs and silver packs right now, you're collecting and collecting and collecting all of the copper cards to put into the SBCs to get you 688 rated cards in however quick you want to put your time in. And then in the meantime, you're selling everything else for a massive profit because they're all jacked up in price right now. It's a win for everyone. And so I didn't even pack anything exceptional out of all of these packs that I picked up from doing this SBC set. So I think I packed one player that sold, the Ajax goalkeeper, that sold for like 6k. Nothing else sold for more than like 2 to 2.5k. And that is, I would say, as far as pack luck goes on average, I think that was on the really, really low end of what pack luck was. With all the gold cards that are available, all the silvers and bronzes, we really didn't get all that much from this, right? So I would expect that if you guys did this as well, I would actually expect that you would pick up more coins than me and make more than the few thousand coins profit that I personally made. So that, guys, in a nutshell, is how to complete League SBCs for cheap in terms of FIFA coins and whatnot. As I say, it does take time and it depends on your situation right now, on your social situation, based on how much time you're spending at home and then also how much time you want to spend on FIFA. But that's going to be the end of the video for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.